I'm 50 this year. 6 years ago, I discovered a lump in my breast when I was on a work trip in Tokyo. And when I came back, I went through a battery of tests. At the ultrasound stage, I was told it was stage 2 cancer. And after the biopsy, I was told it's stage 4 metastatic breast cancer that had spread to my lymph nodes, spine, pelvis, and liver. And I still remember the doctor then looking at me and saying, wow, you were very calm. And then I was thinking, am I not supposed to be calm? Like, am I supposed to be in tears? Or they told me that it's so extensive, it's inoperable, and I better start thinking about palliative care. So that was a lot to digest, upon such a diagnosis. But I'm glad I didn't take those words to heart. Okay, now I'm the CEO of this company called Save Helen's, PTE Ltd. And these are going to be like my board members. I think it's really important to educate yourself about your disease, about the types of it, what are the options, what's the protocol. And that information is readily available at the tap of your phone or your computer these days. So Google is your best friend. So I went to a lot of doctors, and for my type of cancer, which is an aggressive breast cancer known as HER2 breast cancer, I eventually went with my oncologist, and after quite a number of cycles, I think it was like 18 weeks of weekly chemo, the PET scan showed no sign of cancer anymore, which was a miracle because prior to that, the doctors had, consulted me to get ready for like mastectomy and reconstructive surgery, and my lump melted away, and there was no sign of cancer in my body. However, about 6 months or 9 months later, on a regular scan, it showed lesions in the brain. And the brain MRI confirmed that there were indeed lesions. And that's when I first met Dr. Daniel Tan. So Dr. Daniel was a real lifesaver. He is very calm and kind, and also can tell that he's very smart and very grounded. And he gives very commonsensical advice, which is what I needed, right? So remember, I had seen different types of doctors, and a lot of times you really need to find a doctor that you can click with. I think that is an important aspect, right? This is your life. When you're facing death, you want the best person on your team to be there for you, right? To walk the journey.
Helen and I have had an excellent collaboration since we met in 2019. Of course, conventionally, people will call this a doctor-patient collaboration, but I think we're more like friends. Now, what happens is, I've always told my patients that the only difference between me and them is that I have the medical and specialist knowledge and the technical knowledge of the treatment procedures. But when it comes to decision making, after feeding them the information of the treatment process, the benefits and the risk, they should actually participate together with me in making a decision about what's best for them and which of the options that are available suits their preference. Now, the beauty of the collaboration that I had with Helen is that obviously she's intelligent, she's calm, composed, and motivated. And she's also risk-taking in the sense that she's able to understand what the options are on the table, understand the facts of the matter. We both know our roles in this relationship, and we both understand what it takes to move forward and to aim for the goals that we want.
I am just really grateful that we live in this time of fantastic medical technology.
Stereotactic radiosurgery today is different than when it was 20 to 30 years ago, when the gamma knife system was the only available system that could reliably deliver radiosurgery. Now, fast forward to the 21st century, patients do not have to be in a metal frame, screwed with 4 screws into their skull, and sitting in the department for a couple of hours waiting for the plan to be done, followed by another anywhere from half an hour to 1 to 2 hours of sitting in the machine waiting to be irradiated from a so-called live radioactive source. Essentially, the patient checks in 3 to 5 days before the treatment for a half an hour to 45-minute planning and CT scanning session. And then when they come for treatment, it takes another half an hour to 45 minutes, of which the beam on time is only maybe 5 to 10 minutes, and then they are done. Of course, behind the scenes, a lot of work is done to ensure the best plan, which will then be put under what we call a very stringent quality assurance process before the treatment plan is sent to the machine ready for the patient to be treated. So I think technology has really enabled us to receive or deliver such a sophisticated treatment in a far more humane and comfortable way than it was in the past, such as using the gamma knife system.
When I came for like my chemo sessions or my stereotactic radiosurgery sessions, I'm very blessed with a strong group of girlfriends. So they would take turns to accompany me. My children have also, dropped by when I'm doing my infusions, because I am still visiting my oncologist regularly, right, for my Herceptin infusions every 3 weeks. So that sort of friendship and support is really priceless. So the nurses would know, like in my recent session, a different girlfriend showed up every day. They came to pick me up and dropped me here and waited for me, and then we had lunch after the session. Like, people seeing us during lunch would never have thought, oh, this person just had cancer treatment, So I really think we're very blessed these days that we have the technology to treat cancer more like a chronic condition. Funnily, I think I was the happiest when I was undergoing my chemo, because when you are really face to face with the fact that your time on earth is limited, every moment becomes very precious. I am a mother of 4 beautiful children, and so when you are faced with the fact that very soon you may not see them anymore, it just becomes really important not to waste any time feeling sorry for myself or on any negative emotions, right? You really want to live life to the fullest and really suck the marrow of joy out of life while you are still here, right? Because when you're gone, then there's no chance anymore. That's why I say cancer has been a great teacher for me. My children have seen me through this journey. I mean, breaking the news to them was one of the hardest things that I've had to do. 6 years ago, my eldest was 11. And the first thing she said to me was, "Mommy, are you going to die?" And then I looked at her and I said, "Where'd you get that idea from?" And she said, "Oh, but in the K-dramas, they always die." I'm like, yeah, but that's on TV, right? So what's going to happen is that I will be going to the hospital and I'll be getting great treatment. And then these days with the technology, I'll be okay. I mean, you have to fake it until you make it, like in front of your children, right? And I was always very upfront with the children. So when I shaved my head, because with chemo, your hair keeps dropping off, so it's better to just shave it all off. So they were around watching this as well. I think my children has learned a lot of things watching me through this process. And I hope the main message is that whenever life gives you like a setback and knocks you down, you can always rise up again. It may take some time sometimes, but you can always rise up. Yeah.